Every visit.
For the first year, he came literally every single day. When you're in a match, you have a visit every day, so it alters on the weekends, Saturday or Sunday. So literally the first year. It's about 45 to an hour, depending on traffic.
So he was running every day, like coming up there.
Yeah, so like, I mean, it got to a point where I had to tell him, like, yo, like, I'm good. I'm alright. Like, and I guess, like, when he believed.
The purported cheating tape has reportedly recently appeared online, and rumors have it that it is exactly as horrifying as it sounds. Sources claim that when their well-reported romance begins to fall apart in front of everyone, her lover, Papoose, is devastated. Rumor is currently working hard to control the consequences, but the question of whether the harm can be repaired still stands. Rumor and Papoose were formerly hailed as the epitome of black love in hip-hop, a benchmark for devotion, trust, and love. They weren't your typical famous couple. They stood for a contemporary fairy tale. However, their story took place amid beating, bars, and emotional visits to prison rather than castles and gowns. Rumor was born in the Bronx's Castle Hill projects on May 30th, 1980, and had a difficult childhood. As her family struggled with addiction, she took up the role of carer for her younger siblings. Nevertheless, she refused to allow those difficulties to define who she was. She used poetry as a way to escape, putting her hardships and resiliency into her writing. Her unadulterated skills soon attracted notice. The journey of Rumor is nothing short of spectacular. In February 2016, she wed Papoose, the self-described king of black love. However, their journey started in 2007, right before her life drastically changed. Everything changed on July 13th. The late Big Pun saw her promise early in her career and provided her the opportunity to become well-known by including her on his 200 album. However, fame came with challenges. Rumor brought herself into the NYPD after a dispute outside Manhattan Deli. Makita Barnes-Joseph, the accused victim, stated that she was hurt after a furious dispute about $33,000 intensified. Surveillance footage was inconclusive, and Joseph held Rumor responsible despite Rumor's assurance that there was no provocation. The matter was taken to court.
Despite overwhelming odds, Rumor was found guilty in March 2008 of possessing an unlawful weapon and attempting an assault. The scene in the courtroom was bleak. The woman was allegedly left alone as the court accused her of going through Joseph's possessions in an attempt to find the misplaced money. Joseph filed a hefty $80 million claim after suffering serious injuries that required several surgeries. Before being released in August 2014, Rumor spent 6 of her 8 years in prison in Bedford Hills Correctional Facility. This might have been the end for many couples, but not for Papoose. He demonstrated what true ride-or-die loyalty looks like by supporting Rumor through every obstacle. He made sure she never had to deal with anything on her own, demonstrating to the world how devoted he was. True love doesn't respect time or check calendars. When it's most needed, it appears. Remy Ma and Papoose's love tale was never typical. The two made an effort to subtly further their relationship in 2008 by proposing. Even so, it hardly resembled the traditional romantic gesture that most people associate with it. Rather than flowers, candles, or a beautiful scene, their moment was unadulterated, genuine, and clearly representative of their existence in the hip-hop industry. Papoose did more than simply pledge faithfulness in the conventional sense. He was the epitome of loyalty. However, things didn't go exactly as planned, much like in many legendary love stories. An incident that has since gained notoriety among fans and insiders quickly halted the wedding that was meant to formalize their vows. In a strange but unforgettable turn of events, Papoose was found trying to enter the location using a skeleton key in order to see Remy. It was unpredictable, chaotic, and a little crazy to outsiders. Even if his behaviors were unconventional, anyone who knew Papoose and Remy could see that they were motivated by deep devotion. He was prepared to put himself at risk of controversy and humiliation at that very moment to be near the woman he loved. This incident served as evidence of their unusual, larger-than-life bond, even though the wedding was put off. Remy Ma's early life must be examined to understand why their story strikes such a deep chord. Remy, who was born on May 30, 1980 in the Bronx's Castle Hill projects, had to overcome obstacles that would have shattered many. She grew up fast, assuming responsibility for her younger siblings while navigating a difficult and addictive home environment. She chose poetry and music as an outlet, instead of allowing her circumstances to determine her destiny, putting all her suffering, aspirations, and fortitude into her work. Her unadulterated talent was evident, and prominent figures in the hip-hop industry soon became interested in her abilities. In contrast, Papoose became a symbol of dedication, loyalty, and integrity in the realm of hip-hop relationships. Known lovingly as the King of Black Love, he had personally witnessed how popularity, wealth, and outside influences could ruin even the most promising partnerships. He wasn't merely seeking a companion with Remy. He was dedicated to creating something durable and resilient to the unique stresses of their environment. Public appearances and theatrics have nothing to do with their love. It was about teamwork, survival, and a deep respect that went beyond simple romanticism. 2008 was a crucial year for both of them.
Beyond the disastrous proposal, it was a time of severe emotional and professional hardships. The foundation of their relationship, as well as Remy's job, was at risk due to her protracted court fights. However, Papoose was unwavering and a continual source of strength and encouragement despite every setback. Despite being put to the test in many ways, their love only became more intricate. The difficulties they encountered brought to light the fact that genuine devotion is frequently determined by how two individuals weather storms together rather than by how smoothly they sail. Although some find it amusing, Papoose's skeleton key incident represents something much more profound. A readiness to go above and beyond to find love. Although many might object to the boldness of such a move, it perfectly captured the depth of their relationship. It was about making sure that their relationship remained intact in a world full of challenges, not about violating the law for excitement. The essence of their relationship was encapsulated in that chaotic moment. Courageous, brave, and blatantly authentic. It is necessary to consider the cultural backdrop to completely understand this chapter of their life. Relationships are frequently examined closely in hip-hop. Celebrities' private lives become public property, and rumors, scandals, and manipulation can test people's trust regularly. In this context, Remy and Papoose's journey is notable not only for its drama, but also for its underlying sincerity. Their difficulties weren't made up for amusement. These were practical assessments of dedication, perseverance, and commitment. Even though the wedding was canceled, their romance continued. In many respects, it reaffirmed the idea that perfect timing and well-thought-out intentions are not necessary for true love. It's about being present despite the chaotic situation. That dedication persisted even during times of public humiliation. They had to make their way through a world that frequently seemed determined to destroy them. Nevertheless, they continued to work together. The internet erupted into a frenzy when word first spread that a purported cheating tape of Remy Ma had appeared online. Speculation erupted in social media feeds. Gossip sites hurried to offer updates while fans argued about the veracity of the footage. The situation was a nightmare for Remy Ma, for which she was ill-prepared. According to insiders, she panicked almost instantly in private after realizing that her private life, which she had long attempted to keep secret, was suddenly made public. Her longtime companion and loyalty advocate, Papoose, apparently felt taken aback. And additionally, insiders say he's considering whether this treachery could be the last straw in their turbulent but legendary relationship. It's critical to acknowledge the basis of Remy Ma and Papoose's connection to comprehend the seriousness of this situation. Their romance has always been a complex, resilient, and intense tale. Their bond was forged in the furnace of real-life suffering in contrast to many celebrity couples. Hip-hop artist Remy Ma's ascent was nothing but easy. Born on May 30th, 1980 in the Bronx's Castle Hill projects, she experienced hardship from a young age. She had to manage a home set rife with addiction while taking care of her younger siblings. Despite these difficulties, she developed a gift for poetry and narrative, transforming her suffering into lyrical excellence that would later define her career. Conversely, Papoose came into Remy's life as a confidant and steadfast supporter. He was well known for his unwavering dedication and loyalty, and he soon became more than just a romantic partner. He represented unwavering affection, stability, and trust. In the hip-hop world, their union was hailed as a symbol of black love, an uncommon example of a pair whose bond seemed to transcend the usual perils of celebrity. Their story has been marked by highs and lows, as well as times of both public success and private adversity. From their initial encounter to their eventual marriage, this is a critical turning point in this story: the tape leak. Although Remy Ma's scandal is all the rage on the internet, this leak isn't just about public opinion. It's very intimate.
According to sources, she is making every effort to lessen the harm, reaching out to lawmakers, trying to control her public remarks, and planning how to shield her family and career from the consequences. But because of the very nature of these leaks, it is almost impossible to control the story once it enters the digital realm. Papoose's response is as important. Insiders said he is profoundly upset and feels betrayed not only by the alleged adultery, but also by the fact that their private lives have been made public. He is well known for his patience and long-suffering loyalty. Papoose is reaching a turning point according to observers. Although he had previously supported Remy at some of her most trying times, such as her incarceration, this occurrence poses a different kind of difficulty. It's a test of faith in the most intense spotlight possible. It's obvious why this leak has created such friction when one considers their past. The pair made a low-key proposal in 2008 in an effort to formally commit, but the procedure was anything but conventional. Grand gestures, fervent commitment, and an unconventional way of expressing love have frequently been characterized by Papoose's affection. But when faced with betrayal, even the strongest commitment can falter. Because it stands in stark contrast to the narrative of ride-or-die loyalty that the couple has developed over years of public life, admirers find this occurrence disturbing. The drama is further enhanced by Remy Ma's professional path. Her life has always been entwined with high stakes and intense scrutiny, from her early beginnings under Big Pun's mentorship to her ascent to become one of hip-hop's strongest female voices. Her legal struggles, incarceration, and eventual return gave her a reputation for tenacity and resolve. However, the stakes in this most recent scandal are deeply personal as well as professional. Every fan interaction, interview, and social media post now bears the burden of potential criticism or misunderstanding. The scrutiny is further heightened by the larger context of hip-hop culture. The expectations for loyalty are frequently raised, and relationships in the spotlight are rarely private. Celebrity scandals in the music industry have the power to shape careers and public opinion, particularly for female hip-hop artists who may face disproportionate criticism for personal errors.
Given the current situation, the disclosure of such a tape might have a significant impact on Remy Ma's reputation as well as the story of her relationship with Papoose. However, despite the turmoil, some analysts argue that this event could change public discussions concerning celebrity relationships. Love, trust, and responsibility are essential. Although this may be a very traumatic time, Remy Ma and Papoose have experienced severe difficulties in the past, and it also underlines the difficulty and fragility of trust in long-term partnerships. It makes the public and the couple face challenging questions of loyalty, forgiveness, and the boundaries of commitment. The drama that is developing also highlights the importance of digital media to modern relationships. Celebrities are under tremendous pressure to uphold their public and private reputations in a time when hacking, leaks, and viral videos can reveal even the most personal moments. For Remy Ma, this means handling the unrelenting criticism of an internet audience that enjoys sensationalism, in addition to suffering from personal betrayal. Meanwhile, Papoose's potential choice to leave raises questions about the viability of partnerships under continual observation and inspection. Their story is far from over despite the controversy. Fans who have followed Remy Ma and Papoose throughout the years have discovered that their bond has persevered through challenges that would have crushed many others. They have consistently demonstrated resilience and commitment in the face of everything from legal disputes and professional obstacles to public scrutiny and personal struggles. It's unclear if this most recent event will be a turning point or just another challenge, but it definitely adds another dramatic chapter to an already gripping story.